going on, guys? Dillon here, back like I never left. Today I really wanted to go over credit scores. I got a lot of questions after my last video about how it all breaks down, how to improve it. So the first part of the video will be breaking down your credit score and each parts of the credit score. There are 5 parts. And the second part, we'll be talking about how you can build your credit and improve your credit and try to get that perfect credit score that everybody wants. Alright, let's get into it. Hard inquiries only make up 10% of your credit score, and it's very important that you know why you're getting this new credit so you do not affect your credit score without even realizing it. Hard inquiries come in the forms of applying for apartment, mortgage, car loan, and new credit cards. These hard inquiries will stay in your account for 2 years, but they will only affect your score for 1. Now, there's a difference between hard inquiries and soft inquiries. A soft inquiry is where you want to go check your score, but you don't want to affect your credit score. And thankfully, there's a way to do this. If you use sites like mint.com or creditkarma.com, those are both free tools in which you can use to check your credit score. Sometimes credit card companies will even give you an option, like Chase, I'm a huge Chase fan, that you can check your credit score for free. And it's very important to keep up with your credit score so you can make sure that there's nothing on there that you don't realize. Another 10% of your score is broken up into the different types of credit that you have. You have a difference between revolving and installment credit. Installment credit being credits like personal loans, mortgages, financing for cars, student loans, or revolving credit such as a HELOC, home equity line of credit, which is a credit that is always there available for you, but you don't have to use it. Having different types of credit, such as credit cards and all the other ones I mentioned previously, will help your score, but only 10%. It is important though, and it'll help you reach that perfect credit score faster. It is still possible to get a perfect credit score with only credit cards. It'll just take you longer. A lot of people think that if you get a payday loan or one of those title loans, that it will affect your credit. And it will affect your credit, but it will not affect it in a positive way. If you pay back your loan and you make all your payments on time, it will not improve your credit. If you default on that loan and that loan is sent to collections, it will affect your credit, and that could stay on your account for 6 to 7 years. 15% of your credit score is broken up into your average age of your credit. That is why it's so important to never close old accounts. These old accounts are going to be the building blocks of your entire credit score. You should take these old cards that probably you won't use anymore and probably don't have very good rewards since you got them when you were first starting, and sock drawer them, as people like to call it. Maybe put gas on there or maybe a pack of gum on it every couple months just so you keep that credit card active. When you close an account, it'll really drastically affect your credit score, especially if you've had that card for a while. A good example is the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which has a $450 annual fee. And say 2 years from now you do not feel like you're getting the benefit from that card. You can downgrade that card to a cheaper option, a more affordable option, a free option, like the Chase Freedom or the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Say you got the Amex Platinum card, which has a $550 annual fee. There is no downgrade path for that card. So if you did not want to pay that $550 every year, you'd have to close that account. That's why it's very important to do your research before you open up a new line of credit, especially when it comes to credit cards with annual fees. The biggest part of your credit score that makes up 35% of your credit score is your payment history. Your payment history is broken up into how many on-time payments you make for all the accounts that you have. Say you have a credit card balance of $800 and the minimum payment is $25. You can make the minimum payment of $25 and not get a late payment, but the remaining $775 will start accruing interest. That is why I always stress that you want to pay your credit cards off in full every month. But at the bare minimum, please make the on-time payment. That will knock your credit score down so far, so quickly, and you won't even know it happened. 30% of your credit score is utilization. Utilization is huge, and a lot of people don't really understand it. Utilization is very tough to do when you have a low credit score. The experts recommend that you only use 30% of the available credit that you have. I recommend you use 15%, and that'll get you in a good habit of being very responsible with your spending on your credit card. Say you have a credit limit of $1,000, you should never at most put more than $300 on that credit card. I say you should only do $150. But say 1 month you need to put $800 on that credit card, and that would be 80% utilization of all the credits you have available to you. As long as you pay some of that balance down and you bring it back down to 30% before your statement hits, everything will be okay. Now that's a confusing topic. A lot of people don't really understand when I mean statement hits. So you buy something on September 15th, your statement will hit on October 15th, and you'll have another month to pay that off. On October 15th, however much is on your credit card will be your utilization rate for that month and will affect your credit score. So say you need to put an $800 purchase on September 20th, and you know that's going to be over 80% utilization. As long as you pay some of that off and bring it down to that 15 to 30% range before October 15th when your credit statement hits, everything will be okay. I like to pay my credit card off at least once a week so I can keep my utilization down very, very low. Now, it's important to note that having no utilization does not help your credit score. These companies want to see that you can have this credit available to you and use it responsibly. So having zero utilization does not show them that you can use it responsibly. You want to have between 1 to 30% utilization. Even better yet, 1 to 15% utilization. It becomes a lot easier when you start getting more cards to keep your utilization down, because one, credit card companies will give you higher credit limits because they see that you have been responsible with other credit cards in the past. So you get 3 or 4 credit cards, next thing you know you have a $50,000 credit limit. It's very, very easy to stay under that 30% range. When you're first starting off, it's going to be tough to stay under that 30% utilization rate. So what I recommend is you continually pay off your credit card as things get on there so you can keep your utilization between 1 and 30%. And it's going to be very tough, especially if you're working with a $500 to $1,000 credit limit, and it's going to take some time. But just remember, time spent, value earned. Let's get into part 2 on how to build your credit when you have no credit to start off with. If you have no credit to start off with, you're probably going to want to get a credit card with a secured line of credit or a secured credit card. This means that you give the bank an initial deposit, say $500, and that $500 now becomes your credit limit. You still have to pay off your balance in full every month to avoid interest on your balance. But the bank now feels more comfortable giving you a line of credit because you have given them an initial deposit. So if you were ever to default on your loan, the bank can just take your initial deposit so they can cover what you owe them. Good examples of secured credit cards are the Discover 8 card, which will give you 1% cash back on everything and 2% on gas in restaurants. Another example is the Capital One Platinum card, which will give you no benefits, but it's a very good starter card for people who are first trying to build their credit. Now, once again, I stress, even though it's a secured line of credit, you still need to make your balance payments every single month to avoid interest, and we do not want to pay interest. As always, with everything, you want to keep your utilization low, especially when it comes to these secured line of credits. Just because they've given you a $500 credit limit and you've given them that deposit, utilization is still an important factor of your credit score. So I'd recommend you put maybe gas, gum, 7-Eleven runs on your credit card, your secured credit card, so you can keep that utilization low and use your debit card for the rest of the stuff until you're able to get a credit card with a higher credit limit and you can start using it as your daily driver. Another tip that people don't really know is become an authorized user on someone else's account. To become an authorized user on someone else's account, they need to add your name and the bank will give them a card that has your name on it. This is a great way to increase your credit history. Say if I have had a credit card for 5 years and I add someone as an authorized user, now all of a sudden that card that was opened 5 years ago now shows on their length of credit or their average age of credit, which can help their overall average. Now it's important to note that if I miss an on-time payment, it will affect their credit score as well. Or vice versa, if they rack up a bunch of charges on my account, I'm responsible for paying for it. What I recommend is, say if you have a parent or a family member who's had good credit and you know they'll pay their accounts on time, you ask them to become an authorized user on their account to bump up the overall age of your credit. I also recommend that you don't actually get the card that they give you when you become an authorized user. It is just to help you earn some credit and get your average age of credit up so you can start getting these better cards and build your own credit yourself. Guys, thanks so much for watching today. I hope you guys learned a little bit. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any questions. I'll try to be as active as I can, respond to all the comments. Haven't had a comment yet, but be the first one. That'd be great. Also, a big shout out to Jimmy and Braun. I'll put Braun's Instagram link somewhere. But both two really creative guys have been helping me out a lot through this whole process. I'm learning slowly, learning how to edit, learning how to shoot, but it's a long process and we'll get there. But I hope you guys have been enjoying my videos. And also, if you guys like tennis, go check out my tennis page. I'll put a little card somewhere as well, I'm not really sure yet. And check that out. I'm trying to get some more views and subscribers over there. It's just, if you like tennis, good tennis, you like seeing people just play and practice, head on over there. It's called Dillon Plays. But as always, guys, have a great day.